Hi there, and thank you for tuning into our video. My name is Hope Dorman, and I'm a member of the industry marketing team here at House. Today, we have a special guest, one of our House editors, who will share tips on how residential home improvement business owners can be proactive to better protect their businesses. Erin Carlisle is here with us. She is a House editor and has been with House for 4 years. We're grateful to hear her advice for our pro community. Erin, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
To start off, Erin, let's jump right into the first area of business that can really make or break your sense of professional protection. How can business owners set themselves up for success from a legal standpoint and mitigate risks of legal trouble or lawsuits?
That's a great question, Hope, and it's a great place to start. We have had attorney David Adler speak to this topic in prior House webinars and given some great advice. I do want to give the disclaimer that what I'm about to say is not legal advice and it's just meant to be informational. But in terms of David's advice, he recommends ensuring that your contract covers specifically the project scope, payment, purchasing, termination, and proprietary rights for the project. And in general, he recommends including language that is clear and well defined. And he also recommends that you review your contracts at least once a year to make sure they include everything that's needed. And then beyond contracts, David also spoke to the importance of having a legal structure to your business because clearly if you incorporate as a business, you can minimize your personal asset liability should a lawsuit against your business arrive. And there's a number of ways in which you can incorporate. So you may want to consult an attorney or business expert to decide which method is right for you. Ultimately, you do want to consult with an attorney in your area with your existing contract to be sure it's in compliance with your local laws or to discuss setting up a legal framework for your business to ensure you're protecting your business. And it is helpful to find someone in your local area.
Great, that's helpful to have a starting point for some legal action items. Next, I'd like to ask about another super important element of business protection, insurance. What kinds of insurance should renovation and design business owners consider purchasing?
Yes, insurance is very important. And we have had Steve Coviello, who's an insurance broker and another great House webinar guest speaker, speak to this. And he recommends obtaining comprehensive insurance that can protect your business from potential liability claims that stem from any kind of project you are proceeding with. He recommends getting personal liability, property damage, professional liability, workers' comp, and also it's very important to get subcontractor coverage as part of your plan. In addition to that, Steve recommends that subcontractors have their own insurance policy. So you want to make sure with any current or future contractors that you ask about that. And if they don't have any, you might want to expand your network and find some different subcontractors. And one other recommendation that Steve has made is that it's just always a good idea to carry more than the bare minimum insurance coverage, just as an additional safeguard for your business.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense, and I think it's well worth the time to consult with an insurance professional to ensure there are no gaps in coverage. Now let's talk about cash position. What sorts of finance related steps can business owners take to protect themselves?
Yes, Hope, that's a great question. And our contributor and interior designer, Beth Whitlinger, has spoken to that topic of cash position. She's a business coach for designers, and she recommends that new business owners actually have a year's worth of capital before opening. And other business experts across a variety of industries generally recommend as a best practice having 3 to 6 months of overhead and savings. And clearly, getting this amount saved up can be a little tricky, particularly when business is lean. But going forward, it's really something to work for. Building that emergency cushion can be a good goal for your business. And one way you can think about doing this, if you're not already now, is to look for ways to reduce your overhead costs. Simply reducing overhead costs can help increase your profitability and just allow you to put more away into savings, which can, just be a mental health boost as well. Another designer that we've had on webinars, Susan Winterstein of Savvy Interiors in San Diego, recommended that you open a business line of credit just in case you need it.
This calls to mind a study that I read where JP Morgan Chase surveyed 600,000 small business owners and they found that the average business only had enough cash for 27 days of business payments, which is not a lot of cushion. So, for business owners who do not have that 3, 6, or 12 months saved up, you're certainly not alone, but a solid cash cushion is an important tool to mitigate or prevent cash flow issues in the future.
Yes, it's very important.
So, then to get that cash cushion, let's talk about a related aspect, sales. It seems like some business owners thrive on sales, and for others, it's more challenging, but it's still essential to every entrepreneur. How can business owners use their sales skills to protect their business?
Yeah, that's a great question, Hope. Sales is essential for business success. Clearly, you have to have sales or you won't have any projects. And we recently had a sales and business growth strategist, Jessica Marks, share some really great tips in a webinar. And she reminded us that in any business, there has never been certainty. There's always uncertainty with sales and incoming projects. There's no guarantee of incoming projects, and that's just a helpful reminder and inspiration to continue to work hard to win those projects. And she had a lot of great tips. One way that she emphasized that businesses can stay strong is just to continue building that pipeline. And how do you do that? Well, she recommends just putting in the time, put in additional time and effort to sell in order to keep the projects coming in. So what would that look like? That might be making more follow-up calls with potential clients who haven't yet signed a contract, sending an email to past clients asking if they need additional work done, taking more calls, getting referrals from clients, just keeping that pipeline going so that ultimately you can close the amount of deals you need to keep your business strong. And Jessica also brought up another really important point, which is that it's very important that when you do sell, you sell with confidence. It's important to remember that you are valuable to your clients and you want to understand actually what is valuable to them. Anytime in sales, it's important to understand what's valuable to the client and you want to position how your skills can meet those needs. And that can really help them decide to go forward with your company when you are the one that clearly addresses the needs that they have. Keep in mind that your work matters to people. It's filling a need in the market and people need your services. So, selling is really offering help to those who are looking for it.
All of those are fantastic points, and I think all business owners understand that honing sales skills will continue to pay dividends as renovation pros and designers they can start to take on their ideal projects, more profitable projects, and they can book themselves out for further. And now for our last question, let's talk about business systems. In terms of a protection standpoint, how can professionals benefit from using tools to help them run their business?
Yes, that's also a great question, Hope. And, efficiency is helpful when it comes to running a business. And one way to have a more efficient process is to get some great project management software that can help any business keep more organized. And of course, at House, we have our new House Pro offering, which is tailored specifically to our industry. And the software goes beyond getting your workflow organized. Professionals can use House to quickly create detailed proposals or estimates. And the proposals have specific line items and associated costs relevant to the pros, or rather the project's zip code. And that's really helpful for potential clients and clients you've won. It can really help to prevent scope creep and any lost revenue that occurs from a vague description of work or unclear client expectations. Building that really detailed estimate or proposal is very helpful for the client and it's helpful for your business. Additionally, having all your project records in one place in House Pro on the cloud ensures you don't lose access to your files, or if you need to replace your computer, or if you lose paper files, just keeping that in the cloud can help you stay organized. And House Pro can also take a secure payment, which makes it easy for clients to pay online and speed up your cash flow. And the lead management tool is another element of House Pro that can help with your pipeline. It allows for easier lead conversion and it makes it easier to communicate with potential clients to close new sales and continue to build that pipeline out. Overall, I would say that pros tell us that House Pro saves them time. It streamlines their work so they can spend more of their time doing what they love to do, which is working on the projects. And it also helps them build a better client experience. So it's a virtuous circle here.
Yes, we're certainly excited about all the possibilities for pros using House Pro to transform their businesses. Plus, as you said, there are a lot of ways that by using this software solution, they can help safeguard multiple aspects of their company's overall. So that brings us to the end of our questions. So, Erin, before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts?
Those are some great questions and some key areas for business owners to think about. And I do think that many of the tips, that we've gone over are things that business owners know in the back of their minds that they really need to get to. And now's a great time to dedicate some time to these action items. Just really get your business in good shape, all the back office processes, all the communication methods, all the contracts that you need to have. It's making sure that your business runs smoothly and setting yourself up for success so that you can meet demand in the most effective and efficient way possible.
I totally agree. Well, thank you so much, Erin, for joining us and sharing advice from the various guest speakers and contributors that have worked with House in the past. And of course, thank you to all who tuned in. We appreciate you spending part of your day with us virtually, of course, and we hope you'll join us for our future House webinars.